on the programme. We now move on, and US officials have held talks with the Taliban administration in Kabul today over Americans detained in Afghanistan. Adam Boehler, Trump administration special envoy for hostage response, and Zalmay Khalilzad, a former US special envoy for Afghanistan, met with the Taliban's foreign minister Amir Muttaqi. According to a statement given by the Afghan Foreign Ministry, both parties have emphasized that talks must continue on various current and future issues in bilateral relations, particularly regarding citizens imprisoned in each other's countries. Meanwhile, Washington has not spared any immediate response on the meeting as of now. But reports say that Mahood Habibi, a not naturalized US citizen, is among the Americans held in Afghanistan, but the Taliban has denied holding him. Mahood Habibi was an American businessman who worked for a Kabul-based telecommunications firm and was arrested in Afghanistan in August of 2022. Earlier in June this year, the US Department of State's RFJ program offered a $5 million reward for obtaining information regarding his location, recovery and safe return. We are now joined by, we are talking about these negotiations between the Taliban government in Afghanistan and two US envoys. The Taliban, of course, which took back over Afghanistan in 2021 after a disastrous withdrawal from the Biden administration. Scenes from Kabul. And now two US envoys, Adam Boehler and Zalmay Khalilzad, are in rare talks in the Afghani capital. We're going to find out a little bit more about Washington's objectives here and their engagement with the Taliban. We're now joined by Matthew Vadum, who's an American journalist, and he joins us live from Washington, D.C. Matthew, thank you very much for joining us here on the program. Matthew, what do you make of these two special envoys going and visiting the Taliban? Is this a refreshment in bilateral relations between the Taliban government and the US government?
I don't think it means that the Trump administration is going to suddenly recognize the Taliban, but I think that they see an opening here to free American hostages that are being held by the Taliban, and they have to do this very carefully because the U.S. government doesn't recognize the Taliban, so they have to tread very carefully while doing this, so as not to create the impression that the U.S. is granting the Taliban government legitimacy. At the same time, they recognize that these people have Americans in their custody and they want to get them back. So, you know, this is a difficult job for diplomats to negotiate with a hostile foreign power that basically the entire world doesn't recognize. So they're doing a delicate diplomatic dance here, trying to get the American hostages out. And, you know, if it works, it's probably not going to work right away because the Taliban lies and stalls and drags things out for years sometimes. So, you know, the Trump administration is at least making an effort here, I would say.
Yes, and of course it comes after after that disastrous 2021 withdrawal from the Biden administration. You join us from Washington, D.C., Matthew. Do you see any appetite there for a limited re-engagement with the Taliban? We know that they do want recognition while the U.S. is pushing for release of these detained Americans. Do you think this is strictly a hostage negotiation or part of a wider engagement strategy here?
I think that this is what you could call an ad hoc thing. They're doing this just to get the hostages out. I don't think that the Trump administration is particularly interested in building bridges to a regime that no one considers to be legitimate, and that everyone, just about everyone, is repulsed by because of its abhorrent treatment of its citizens, including women, and the brutal totalitarianism of the Taliban regime. So I would be surprised if the Trump administration were trying to expand its relationship with the Taliban. I think that the contacts that you're seeing right now are just related to freeing the hostages, but you never know where these things are going to go, and perhaps they could lead to something more. But I haven't seen any indication that that is the case, at least not yet.
Okay, Matthew, do stay with us. We have more updates in regard to the United States, where Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni